Hello, and welcome back to more Terraria with Brian. Last episode, Alex and I finally defeated the Moon Lord. It took a long time. We've been playing, I guess that was like episode 47, and so with episodes coming every other day, we've been playing together for like 3 months, which is a long time. This game is a lot of fun, but it also takes a lot of time. And Alex was definitely ready for a break, and I think I'm ready for a little break as well. And so we've decided to kind of end our series together there with the defeat of the Moon Lord. Before we disappeared, we basically dumped all of our inventory and safe and piggy bank stuff into chests. And so all the stuff that Alex had is over here. And all the stuff that I had is over here, but I took a few items out just so that I could walk around and fly around and talk to you guys. So we saved all the stuff in the world, and then I gave Alex a copy of the world, and so he has it all as well. And so basically, if at some point in the future he wants to go and do any more kind of endgame stuff on his own, he can, and I can as well. Basically, there's a few things that I would like to do. I want to talk about the Moon Lord because I had a chance to go and review the footage of fighting the Moon Lord, and I have some ideas for other strategies. And I would like to beat him in single-player expert mode without using any of the post-Moon Lord Luminite kind of stuff, is one thing that I would like to do at some point. And there's a lot of other things I would like to do in this game. I'd like to play non-expert mode Terraria, just to see what it's like. I would like to try speedrunning in expert mode some, just to see how difficult it is, or speedrunning non-expert mode in 1.3 to see kind of new ways you can climb through the tech tree. There's a whole lot of things that I would like to do, but they all take a lot of time, and right now the thing that I just need is a break. And so this will be a short episode where I just want to talk about a few things, and then perhaps at some point, hopefully in the not-too-distant future, I will come back to it and do some more endgame stuff, try to fight the Moon Lord again, maybe finish off the Pumpkin Moon as well, and yeah, then decide if there's other things I want to check out. But definitely with the Moon Lord fight still kind of very fresh in my head, I thought it would be appropriate to just kind of review what I learned, both by watching the film and then from comments from you guys. The Moon Lord, the way I understand the way he works now, is he has kind of a few phases of attack. When you start out, he has his eyeball up in the center, and then his two hands on the left and the right. And each of those things can fire at you. They fire lasers. I'm getting banners just by standing around. It's awesome. I love having the Stardust Dragon. The 3 different points, the 2 hands and the top eyeball, can fire different things at you, including projectiles that we had erected, you know, these walls over here and like these little teleporter rooms to block the projectiles. But I realized afterwards when reviewing the video that those projectiles actually deal splash damage, area of effect damage, AoE damage, once they, on impact. So once they hit the wall, they would have a splash area around where you would take damage, and so they were actually hitting us through the walls. And so thicker walls, I believe, would make it possible to avoid the damage from most of those projectiles that come from the first phase. Then with both of the hands and the center eyeball, once you kind of defeat that area, then the eyeball comes out and flies around and either fires a laser at you, or flies around in circles, or does this thing where it summons 6 eyeballs that then shoot down at the player really quickly. And I kind of had a sense of those attacks. I didn't realize that it was happening after all the hands and the center eyeball. And since that is a more devastating attack, the correct strategy, unlike Skeletron, where you want to take out his hands first and then go for the main part, correct strategy in the Moon Lord seems to be to kind of weaken each hand and the center eyeball and then try to finish them off all at once. Because once you finish one of them off, then it turns into that kind of phase 2 mode of attack, and you don't want that. And so basically you want to kill all those 3 things around the same time, so you have the extra flying eyeballs for the least amount of time as you then go for his chest. And so I think with that information about just kind of understanding how the Moon Lord attacks and what his phases are, I would have more success being able to fight this guy in the future if I redid the arena some. And so I would like to come back to that at some point in the future. But I'm not going to spend time on that right now. And then obviously, once we have all the Luminite, I would like to try to make all of the post-game stuff that you can make. And apparently the Moon Lord has a bunch of extra crazy drops that are also pretty good. I think Alex and I maybe like both got the same drop. I don't remember. We got a portal gun, which is pretty cool. I'd also like to play around with that a bit more at some point, because it just seems like a fun thing. And also, it would be really interesting to have in the early game, like just like start a player out with nothing but a portal gun. Seems like it could be pretty interesting, maybe. I don't know. That's another thing I've thought about in terms of Terraria runs, is to start with like one late game item and see how quickly you can go through the game. I have a feeling most late game items would probably be pretty broken in terms of completely changing the early game, but I don't know. And the portal gun is pretty fun. So just random thoughts. In any case, I'm kind of babbling. So the moral of the story is, for now, the series ends here. But I do plan to do some more things in the future. But at the same time, I know the type of person I am is I tend to focus on one or two things and do a ton of them and forget about everything else. And so I can easily imagine it's a while before I come back to Terraria to try to take on the Moon Lord again in single player, or do anything else with Alex, or do some speed runs or whatever. So only time will tell. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Thanks for watching and subscribing and all the kinds of things that you do, and all the comments that people have left with some good advice on how to fight different guys. And for the most part, trying to be very good about not giving away big spoilers on my channel, which I really appreciate, because it was really fun to play through Terraria 1.3 Expert Mode blind. But in any case, yeah, I think I've said all I need to say for right now. Stay tuned on the channel if you like, Minecraft and other things I have going on. There'll be a lot more of that. I've been enjoying Minecraft CTM maps, so if you enjoy any of that kind of stuff, definitely stick around. Otherwise, I'll see you guys when I see you. Hope you guys are having a great day. Bye-bye.